Hey, it's the Goof. My last video was me being very meh. I had just woke up and I was met with a lot of really effed up stuff. There's a reason why I'm usually, I'll say this, I didn't say it in the last video, but there's a reason usually why I make a comment and I never reply. I never reply back to people who comment my comment because it usually just ends up me being stressed out by stupid people. Anyhow, moving on. I wanted to talk about a few stories here. I just read them, and I thought they were interesting, and why not? First story is Square Enix Japan registered trademark for prequel trilogy. A prequel trilogy. They don't say what. Uh, it's just a recent trademark listing shows that Square Enix is busy developing a prequel trilogy for one of its beloved franchises. There aren't any hints regarding which series it is, or you know, that they're planning to turn into whatever these prequels are, and it can be anything. It could be Kingdom Hearts, it could be Final Fantasy. I'm kind of hoping it's Bravely Default. To me, Bravely Default. Is it Bravely or Bravely? I guess it's Bravely Default. Bravely Default, I think, should have some more games. To me, it's the new Final Fantasy, or actually, I had another term I like to use for it. New Final Fantasy, kind of like New Super Mario Brothers, New Final Fantasy. Uh, Basically, starting over, going back to the old ways, and yeah. But they have other existing franchises, so there's no telling. We don't know yet. Moving on to the next story. Um, the Zelda for Wii U is going to be set in a world without barriers. Okay, that's the title, anyways. Like I said, I read this on my NintendoNews.com. I like going here. There's another website. I need to go back there and look too, but yeah. It turns out the translation by rev level for the forthcoming Zelda Wii U may have been incorrect. What a surprise. The official website apparently says that the highly anticipated game will actually be set in an endless world without barriers, and that Link will encounter plenty of new mysteries and some tough enemies. In an endless world without barriers, the biggest one in the series yet, Link will encounter new mysteries and tough enemies. Mistranslation much? But I actually like the sound of that. This is starting to sound more like, and I know people are going to go, yeah, 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 yeah. To me, it's starting to sound like this new Zelda game is like, it's like Zelda meets Elder Scrolls. It's probably still going to have basically the Zelda type gameplay that we're used to for the most part, but the world itself is going to be very opened up, very huge, a lot of places to traverse and travel to, and I look forward to that. Honestly, I don't know about the rest of you. Traveling a big world, talking to all kinds of people, and granted that Twilight Princess was pretty big. Was a pretty big world too. It wasn't that big, but it was pretty big. Problem was it was cut up into sections. Here's my question though: the whole world is pretty much large and connected. Remember how the original Zelda would have you'd enter a town and the music would change up and everything? I mean, I still wonder if they're still going to be able to have the music change up as you enter other areas. Maybe have some sort of boundaries set up to where if you cross that boundary, the music changes up, maybe. I mean, say you're out in this huge area, all of a sudden you come across some wooded areas. Usually the music changes when you get into some wooded areas, so is it going to change when you're traveling and you just kind of walk into these wooded areas all of a sudden with the music kind of fade in and out of different? That would be cool. I mean, that's something I wish the Elder Scrolls games would do, but they don't. They don't do that. They don't have a variety of music usually, actually. They had a lot of music that'll just play for the overworld and then, or, the actual fields and stuff that just repeat, or you get into a town and they'll have their own themes that might repeat, or and it's the same themes that play for every town, same themes that play for every cave, dungeon, castle, whatever. I really wish they would take a cue from Japanese games and actually do that up more. I'd actually like to see Bethesda take Japanese influence to make make a not really an Elder Scrolls game, but an open world type RPG similar to Elder Scrolls. Just taking a lot of Japanese influences to make it. I think they can make something really cool. The problem is, a lot of the industry in the West doesn't know how to think outside the box. I feel like because okay, and a lot of people are like, if you actually, I had a guy do this. If you actually think that Skyrim is better than Morrowind, I can't remember what he said. But he was a real smart ass. If you actually think that 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 Skyrim is better than Morrowind, then that I can't remember what he said. He was being a jackass. You know what? I don't really have a preference either way, okay? They feel pretty much the same to me. A lot of people are going to go, you're wrong. You're so wrong. You're completely wrong. You don't know what you're talking about. Right. Right. Sure. They pretty much feel the same to me. Let's move down to another story. Let's see. Two Tribes reveals Rive. Platforms not mentioned. Okay, so we don't know what consoles. But it's a game called Rive. Two Tribes has announced they're working on a brand new project which is titled Rive, or R-I-V-E in capital letters. It might be an acronym. The company adequately described the game as the metal-wrecking robot hacking shooter. It's a 2D shooter which will be coming 2015 and will be at next month's Gamers.com event. Event in playable form. Platforms have yet to be confirmed for this game. Okay. I'm sorry, but looking at what I'm looking at here, it almost sounds like Mega Man. Doesn't quite look like it, but still, it just sounds like it. Might be cool, but unfortunately, it's probably not going to come exclusively to anything. Oh God, I don't know. I don't know what to think about it. Sounds cool, looks cool. I think I'd want to play it. I do like robots, but let's keep moving down. Is The Binding of Isaac Rebirth finally coming to Nintendo 3DS? Development studio Nicholas originally envisioned The Binding of Isaac as a Nintendo 3DS title, but the controversial game wasn't permitted by Nintendo, who said that it had questionable religious content. Fast forward to today, and the development studio has written a lengthy blog post explaining that the team really wanted the game on a 3DS. Inside the article is 3 hyperlinked characters to a 5-second video. The video is titled Gex Remake and has a 3D filter on it. The 3 characters linked are 3D and S. I want to say something real quick about this. Nintendo, you need to stop. You need to stop being this. You don't see other companies doing this. You don't see other companies worrying about the questionable religious stuff. You gotta stop this crap, okay? You're missing out on profit. This is your problem. This is one of your problems. You have to stop doing this crap. You've been doing this since the 80s and 90s. You really need to stop this, okay? You started this crap way back when. We had a lot of stuff censored in the US versions of games that I later on in life here recently, not too recently, but recently enough, played emulation-wise, and I was like, why did they change this stuff up? It's kind of stupid. Example, Castlevania 4 on a Super Nintendo, there were statues that had boobies. Big freaking deal. What else? There's this one, like, catacombs area where you get in, and there's this green crap coming down. It's originally blood. It was, like, reddish pink. Yeah. I like that more. I'm like, God, what were you thinking, Nintendo? That's just... And then we have the whole issue with Poison and Roxy being changed into guys, which they continue... I didn't realize this, but they continue doing that bullcrap on up until Final Fight, on up through Final Fight 2 and 3 on the Super Nintendo. Nintendo, stop this. You're making guys like me pissed, and you wonder why you can't get the core gamer back. And really, it's not really the core gamer. We keep using terms like core. It's mature gamers. It's adult gamers who like their mature themes. They like their dark and their gritty, and Nintendo just like keeps trying to be Disney. Stop trying to be Disney, Nintendo. Stop trying to be wholesome. Stop trying to do this crap. You have your games that are wholesome. You need to offer a variety of things, and you need to stop this. Just stop. Okay? Just stop, Nintendo. Stop doing it. It's the whole reason you're having issues. Well, okay, it's not the whole reason, but it's one major issue. Alright, moving on. Atlas CEO teases new games, which includes a new IP. Atlas CEO, hang on, I'll get this in a second. Naoto Hirooka, I could be saying it wrong. Somebody correct me. Has told Japanese Gaming Republic, or why do I want to say re? There's no re there. It's Publication Famitsu that the company has a couple of new titles in development, and one of these is a brand new IP. He says that he hopes to an announcement. He hopes to announce. I hate when you have that dash and then it moves down to the next line. I kind of get confused. He hopes to announce one of the new titles soon. Though the new IP is in early development, and they estimate one will be released in 3 years. And the quote is, "I believe we'll be able to announce that title soon." At the moment, we've even begun development on a title that will be released in 3 years' time. Additionally, a brand new IP similar to Catherine and Dragon's Crown is in the works too. I played a little Dragon's Crown. I really liked that game. Unfortunately, I didn't get it, and I need to get it. I think I should go to GameStop and see if it's used after all this time. I meant to get it when it was new, but I didn't. I think it's on the PS3. Please tell me it's on the PS3. Anyhow, moving on. Another quote he said is, a console game as console game makers, of course, we won't just avoid them. We definitely be making an effort on that part. On that front. Atlas. Who's the other company recently? Is it Atlas that just got bought out by Sega? They said Atlas. If it is Atlas that just got bought up by Sega, if it is Atlas, then my suggestion to Atlas, because they were said that they're allowed to use any Sega IP, make a new Phantasy Star, not an online one. Atlas, do a new Phantasy Star, a sequel, a Part 5. Let's go back to that. I don't really care for the online games that much. I don't hate them, just not real into them. I still would like to see Phantasy Star Online make it outside Japan, but I don't think it's going to at this point. I think it's not happening. The whole state of MMOs in the U.S. is becoming this consensus that people don't want to pay a monthly fee. I've said it before. I don't mind paying a monthly fee. The problem is $15 is too much. All these MMOs need to bring that price tag down to about $5. I'm not paying $15 a month to play an MMO. Sorry, because especially when you already bought the game. You buy the physical game, you buy the disc, you buy it, and then you're expected to pay monthly fees. No, you need to do one of the two. Either drop that monthly fee to $5, or drop having to buy the disc to begin with. Stop doing this to people. It's just not. I don't care for that. It needs to stop. What else we got here? So there is a Bravely Default 2 coming out. Supercell's Rio will be creating the music for Bravely 2nd. In other words, Bravely Default 2nd. The second Bravely Default. REVO, who produced the music for the original Bravely Default, won't be contributing in the sequel due to scheduling conflicts. However, Square Enix has revealed in Famitsu that Supercell's Rio will be in charge of the music for the second Bravely Default, or Bravely Second. Okay. Interestingly, certain tracks from Bravely Default will return, and there will also be a demo for the game once it's nearing release. Uh, Ryo's tracks will feature in an upcoming trailer for Bravely Second, which will hopefully be released soon. Okay, that's cool. I like that. Do I wish we could go back to and just have an actual new Final Fantasy? New Final Fantasy. I think that would be cool because I really like that traditional thing that Final Fantasy games used to do. That string section, and then that bass line, and then you go into the theme, or and then you finish a battle that's or what, you know what I mean. I would like to see a return to that too, and I miss the way Final Fantasy was. I feel like it's really lost its way. All this realism they try to push. I'm tired of it. Here's another story. Super Smash Bros. 3DS will be getting Paper Mario stage. Huh, that looks cool. 16-minute video. This is insane. Wow, I'm so sorry. I was just wanting to talk. This is why I wanted to clip videos up into parts. But yeah, there's I think this is cool. I mean, it's not worth really talking about. Lone Survivor is coming to Wii U. I just wish they would update the graphics a bit more. The resolution is just so low. I just think it would look cool if they upped the resolution a little more. Just a little more. It feels kind of, it's like, it almost feels a little Atari-ish because the pixels are much bigger than, they're bigger than even NES games. Yeah, the resolution is like that low. I just want to see them make it bigger. It's been revealed Curve Studios will be bringing PlayStation 3 and PlayStation Vita Lone Survivor to the Wii U eShop later this year. Curve Studios are the developers behind Stealth Inc. 2 and The Swapper. Okay. And that's it. So, thankfully that's it. I'm at the end of this video. This thing's going to be a long video, so yeah, I hope you stick around and sit through me with that. I like doing that. I like just doing a bulk of things and talking about them. But there we go. And this has been The Goof. You all have a great day.